Happy hello, hello, and happy holidays. Welcome to another episode of your Heard It Here podcast with me, VTC Heard. And I'm super excited today because we have such a special guest. He is a photographer, a mentor, a community advocate, and he is pushing his own brand. So I want to introduce my special friend today, TJ Andy.
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? How you doing?
Hang it in there. How about yourself?
Same, that holiday season, so it's like the times where like you're motivated, but you're just like, I just want to like chill out and just eat ham and like just
That's it.
kick it back,
Yes, that's it.
right?
I think I'm waiting on Thursday. I just want to be able to just. I'm not dressing up to go over no family in the house. I'm gonna be very comfortable. I'm going to sit there and enjoy the food and enjoy the family.
Okay. Speaking of Thanksgiving and also to family, I heard from a little birdie called Instagram that you service what was it 45 families for the Thanksgiving drive. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, we were so honored to to serve 45 families yesterday. We from PG County, DC, and even in Charles County. We were just so fortunate enough to be able to, in the blessing business to serve. And this is our second annual one. We went from 12 last year to 45 this year. So this was thank
Congratulations.
you. This was a thing of it was a lot of work. I can't take all the credit. My team behind me they were on it from when we started, when we planned it. We went from picking up the turkey, bagging everything. One of our mentors came out. He helped out, and even my staff member's daughter, she helped out. She was eager to help. So it was all a team effort. Uh, even my team, one of my admins, she was out of town, and she was calling and was saying, "Hey, I have a family, a person who's on their way to pick up their basket." So she's
Nice.
calling from Cleveland to tell her that somebody's on their way to come pick their stuff up. So it was a long day yesterday. So, but to see the faces of them being appreciative, one highlight in particular for me was one lady took the bus to come pick her stuff up, and she said she just moved a month ago,
Mm.
and if she if it wasn't for the drive, she wouldn't have had a meal for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
So that put a lot of things in perspective, and a lot of times we can just focus on, oh, we're going over so and so house to go eat, or sometimes I know with myself, I can go to multiple houses and go eat and go fellowship with family. Somebody may not don't have that opportunity. So to hear that, it put a lot in perspective, and I was just so brought back and humbled at that moment to hear that. So it was great. Um, a lot of other people in the community, they were doing it. They were doing the drive too. So I want to shout them out. One of our partners, Life Redemption Church, they're hosting their drive tonight.
mm-hmm.
So we sent them over some turkey and sides and stuff. So we're just appreciative to be able to help, man. That's all we're about. We're about help and serve.
I love that. And then my church, 4 Foot Baptist, they just had their drive Saturday,
Okay.
and they served out 400. But it's not like about trumping. It's more about the fact that you all were helping everybody and just to be able to provide that for families because especially in this day and age, there's so much going on in the world, and we just don't understand how blessed we are. Just to, like you said, just to be, I can go to this person's house to have options
Yep.
to be able to do that. Not a lot of people have those options. So I commend you for that.
Thank you.
I wanted to first open up with that just because I thought that was such an amazing thing that you
Yeah.
did, especially because I remember we were in our entrepreneur circle together and listening to you. Hey, I'm dropping off this last basket. I'm like dropping off a basket. And I was just like, oh my gosh, for you to be hand delivering that? I definitely want to give you your
So
flowers
what
for
we
that.
did last year, our first year, we hand delivered it, and I remember driving in Charles County. I drove everywhere from Waldorf to Nanjamoy. And for those who know what
To
Nanjamoy
who?
is, Nanjamoy, Maryland. That is in southern Maryland.
Okay.
So right. So
Where is that?
Nanjamoy is far. Nanjamoy is further down past Waldorf, La Plata.
Ah,
So and again, going on to where this lady's house is at is where you see where you see you get really like, wow, like this is what we're doing, and you hear these people's stories about, oh man, I'm going through this time right now. I don't have this, I don't have that, but thank you so much for being able to provide. And we all sometimes we all get caught up in the on the little competitions. So, we fed this many people. It's like we're all doing the work because
yes,
this is we have it is a real problem that we have going on in our community right now. This is something where we can definitely do more,
mm-hmm.
and it takes a lot to make it happen. So I'm just again, I'm always humble because my parents, they always taught me to always give back to the community. My mom does it a lot where she goes, she helps homeless people with clothing drives, food and things like that. So I have really good examples of people who showed me the way that how to do things. So
I love that. Now to segue into the next thing
mm-hmm.
is tell us who you are, tell us what else that you do besides just being this awesome community advocate and just being able to provide for families and all the great things that you've done just this past weekend. But tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm from District Heights, Maryland. I'm born and raised. I claim city District Heights is my home. Graduate of University of Maryland Eastern Shore. Just had their homecoming this weekend. Unfortunately, I wasn't there because I was working.
You was doing the good work, honey. You was doing the good work.
So I am brother, uncle, godfather. I am a business owner. I run a photography business called HDA Photography. I coach basketball for Detroit Boys and Girls Club. I've been coaching for the last 16 years. Mentor, poet, just a youth advocate. I'm a guy who's just trying to fulfill his purpose. That's where I feel like I'm in a stage in my life where I just want to fulfill my purpose in life, and doing this work is something fulfilling. It's something that I enjoy doing every day. I wake up, and even though sometimes it's long nights, long days, I'm excited to do it. So
I love it. So tell us, what is your purpose?
I feel like my purpose is to give back to the youth, to help them to just see that they can be all they can be. They don't have to just be something that where they would be stuck in one place where they're from. That they have options, they have a place where they can grow and be something positive toward the community. I've been fortunate enough to have mentors in my life where they've shown me different options, show me where I can be at in my life, show me where I can go. They challenge me to be a better person, and they have always given me the opportunity to be myself, but also let me know that you have a gift, and it's time to let your gift show. So I always wanted to let the youth know, especially young men know, that they can be anything they want. They don't have to resort to being in the streets. They don't have to resort to just being an athlete or a rapper, entertainer. They can be CEOs. They can be businessmen, doctors, lawyers, um, photographers, anything they want, and be something that can be and do great things.
Okay, I love that. So I don't know if y'all see, but we're both rocking our brands. But I really want to know because one, red's my favorite color. I really want to know about this outfit and about what's actually on your shirt. So tell us who designed this. Like, where can we get it? Like, I see y'all can't see his shoes. The shoes and the socks is fire. So tell us what's on your shirt.
All right. So the shirt is our motto: "Is there's greatness inside of you."
Who's our?
So everybody. I feel like when we designed when we built the company, we had the motto: "There's greatness inside everybody."
So your company is called what?
Push for Greatness.
Push for Greatness.
So we realized that there's greatness in everybody. It is your choice whether you want to tap into it or
not. I love it.
So we put this on our website everywhere we go. The friend of mine named Quill Powell, He's a owner of Strap Season. It's a clothing apparel company. He designs uniforms for youth team and also for this. And so he had a sweatsuit on. I was like, yo, I really like that sweatsuit. So he was like, man, I can make you one for your organization. So he did the mock up um and I looked at the mock up of the shirt. I asked for a shirt first. So I asked for this shirt. So like this. And it has some stuff on the back. I had some words on the back. And it has words I can kind of matter of fact. So he designed a shirt and I was like, yo, this shirt is fire. But then he designed a sweatsuit.
Okay.
And so I said, okay, I need the sweatsuit. And he was like, okay. And so lately, everywhere I've gone and I had this on, it's been, where you get that sweatshirt from? Who made it?
Yeah, so if you have a website link, because I would definitely love to drop that link.
Strap Season Apparel on Instagram.
Okay.
You go to Strap Season Apparel on Instagram. So on the back of my shirt, so we have greatness going down and vertically. It's an acronym for each word.
Oh.
So greatness spells grateful, resilient, excellence, attitude, tactful, noble, effective, self-esteem, and strength. So
yes, get some greatness. Yes, let's do the greatness. Okay, so tell us what else does Push for Greatness does. And so you all were the company that sponsored the Thanksgiving drive, correct? So what other aspects is there to Push for Greatness, and how did you actually get started with Push for Greatness?
So we're a youth mentoring program right here in the DMV. We mentor young men ages 7 through 20.
Okay. Oh, so, 20.
Yeah.
Nice.
Our mission statement is to empower young men to be leaders, to believe in themselves, to be leaders in the classroom, leaders in their community, leaders in their families. So we mentor, we show these young men life skills. We mentor them everything from emotional intelligence, financial literacy, to just manners, dreams, goals, college planning, things like that. So we want to give them a foundation where they get older, they become men, that they can take these tools and go move forward into being great men.
Okay.
We started this program five and a half years ago, June 2018.
Nice.
It was a 5 year. We just celebrated.
You half a decade.
Yes, yes, half a decade in. I started this. I've always wanted to do it.
Okay.
I've always had that mindset to give back. As a child, as a teenager, I told myself, made a promise. If I was in a position to do anything good, I want to give back to my community. And my thing was, let me just focus on this right. I just want to get back to this right because they gave so much to me as a kid. And we all know how we have this dream and then we sit on it. So I sat on this dream since high school. When I was in high school, I went off to college and I was telling certain people about my dream, and it's funny. You know, the old saying goes, be careful who you tell your dreams to.
Absolutely.
So, of course, you would get, oh man, that's crazy. You really want to do that? You really want to work with kids? But then when I had a friend of mine, one of my best friends who lives in Oregon, my boy Sean, shout out to him. We were sitting outside one night at outside our room, and I was like, yo, I got this. He's like, what you talking about? I told him everything. He's like, yo, that's dope. I think that it's needed, man. Everybody, I think that's a dope idea. Of course, I graduated, go through graduation, stood on it again. So I decided to go back. I took 6 years off from between undergrad and grad school. I decided to go back, and I majored in nonprofit going back to grad school. I majored in nonprofit management.
It seems the Lord was just leading you, honey.
Yeah. So my major was nonprofit, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I need everything. I'm gonna go all the way in. So all right, we go do this. Got my master's degree in 3 years. So I just sat on it again for another 5 years. So at the time, I said in January of that year, 2018, I was like, can't do it no more. Can't sit on it. I got frustrated at work. I had a real bad day at work. For some reason, I don't know how this happened. I had a real bad day at work. I came
Starts
home
like that sometimes.
and I came home and I sat there in the basement and I just everything. Wrote out everything I wanted to do with the organization. Everything what I wanted to talk about, what we wanted to work on, who I wanted to target, all this stuff. And so I asked somebody else, they was like, well, kind of got my own thing going right now, so I can't really help. So cool, no problem. So my other best friend who serves my assistant director, we also go to the same church. And in the church, we was talking and I said, y'all, I need to talk to you after service. I got an idea. Okay. So I sat there, I said, y'all got this vision. I this really idea. I think this program can be really big. And I laid it out. It was like a presentation. I pulled out, I had everything typed up, printed out. Like, hey, this is what I want to do. He was like, when do we start?
Love it.
So I said, we start now. It's so funny. As soon as he said we start now, his wife comes in the hallway when we talk. I said, hey, got this idea. And she's like, okay, when we start? Yeah, we start right now. So the name came from somebody else. Because I had a whole different name. I think my name was, one I wanted to do at first was called Distinguished Gentleman. I don't know why that stood out for me at first. But I kept following LeBron James on Instagram, and I kept seeing him hashtag strive for greatness. I think he still does that. It's all in his shoe boxes too. So I was like, no, I'm gonna take the strive over the push. So when I would say stuff on Instagram, I would hashtag push for greatness. So my friend says, "Oh, that's your name, right?"
I like it.
Like, that's the name of your organization. I was like, well, she was like, no, that's it. That's your name right there. And so she sent me a mock-up of the first like ever. I don't have it. I don't have it. If I have it, it's somewhere deep down somewhere. She sent me the first mock-up of the logo kind of what we had. So I was like, all right, I like it. And then the way she sent the 4 is the number 4. And I was like, oh, I really like that. I really like that. And so I went to my guy who made the logo. This I'm looking for. All right, he made the logo for me, and went on from there. So June 2018, we launched. We officially launched. We didn't do nothing really that year. We just kind of just wanted to do a lot of stuff in the background. People to know who we are, what we're working on. We did one event. There's a coat and toy drive that we've done every year yearly. That was the only event we done that year. But we started getting kids coming in 2019, and then we've serviced 25 kids as of today.
Yay! Congratulations! Congratulations. Now, I love that story. One thing I did definitely sit off from that story that you told me is that you sat on it a lot. Tell me, why do you feel like, or as you reflect on it, what was making you just keep sitting on it?
I think for me, I got complacent. And the one thing about me that I struggle with at times is I can get really complacent with just anything. And we've all struggled with this. At the time, every person who we see as even through social media, TV, whatever, they can sit there and we see them as, oh, they're so powerful, they're so inspiring. But at some point, they've gotten complacent with what they've done, what they're doing. And the one thing that I'm always working on is not trying to be complacent. Saying because I feel like there's something that can be done. There's something that always can be done. And I got comfortable with working, just doing the typical adults in life, working, going to do my thing. And at the time, I was still running my photography business. I was still coaching. I had a lot going on at that point. And it was just like, all right, when are you going to do it? And then it got to a place where it was just like, all right, enough is enough. You got it. Is either when you do it now, you're not going to do it at all. And so, for some reason, all the things lined up that day. I was so frustrated. All were and there were it was, and again, it was nothing against the job. I was just so frustrated. And I got home, and I felt like I was just like writing out everything. I couldn't stop. And think that we have to keep the consistency. And that's where even with mentoring, at times as a mentor, we can struggle with being complacent and not reaching out to kids, not being there for them. Because a lot of times in our community, and it's sad to say this, but these young people are used to inconsistent. They're used to you're in one day, you're not this week, you're in here, you're out there. Oh, you're here for a few days, then you're out. It's like they're used to it. So what we strive to do in our program, and we're not perfect, and I tell the parents straight up, we're not perfect. We're humans. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to fail. But if this is what you want, we all have to put in the work. It can't just be where, oh, I'm doing my part and then you're not doing your part, or I'm doing my part, you're doing your part, but the kid's not doing their part. It can't work like that. So it was more so complacency. It was more so, and also fear. Fear of like, yo, is this really gonna work?
So how do you tackle and view the complacency, sometimes maybe the procrastination and the fear now?
The complacency part will tackle it with understanding, why am I doing this in the first place?
So understanding your why, which is very important. Understanding your why.
The why for me is, I look at kids like I look at kids like my basketball kids, my basketball kids. I look at my nieces and nephews. Look at my god kids. There's a reason why I gotta keep going, because again, everybody's one decision from it going left.
Very true.
You're one decision from it going haywire. So for me, it's okay. Let me just, even if it's, hey, yo, man, I just want you to have a good day today. Send them something. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Hey, stay encouraged, man. Don't get, any little thing to kind of just help them keep them going. And it's, you may not always be there in person physically, but just to know that they see like, okay, he is reaching out, does, because he is concerned, because kids have they like, okay, what are you going to do? What's your reason why you here? And it's like, we gotta.
And can we trust you?
Can we trust you? Yes. And that's exactly what it is. And that's exactly what I tell mentors. They have to trust you. They don't trust you, they're not going to open up to you. So it takes time. So for me, it's, and then the fear of just, sometimes I don't want to be that person on the ledge who's scared to jump. Sometimes you just gotta jump and figure out what happens after that.
I like it. So you said that during that time when you were starting your for Push for Greatness, you were also running your photography business. What was the first time you picked up a camera?
High school.
The
little disposable cameras in high school. Oh man, that was it for me. It wasn't no professional camera. It was all the kids would get their Kodak disposable cameras or whatever, take the pictures, run to CVS, get the prints out.
I think we remember what those were.
Yeah.
They
probably don't remember that, but yeah,
I remember the.
Yeah. So like, I still have like the school pictures where I took them all day, and so it was funny. I had no desire to do photography even in college. It was still just, I just wanted just like some instant memories. And my stepfather got to photography. He was getting into it reluctantly, and then I helped him at a middle school prom one night. And so we're sitting there helping him print photos out, or I would take some pictures. He would just show me, hey, this is how you do it. So I said, okay. And so I made he paid me like $200 that night, just for that night. And I said, oh, I can make this much money doing this. I'll say less. So again, I went home,
wrote everything out.
My business brain, wrote everything out. And so I'm more of the business minded person. When it comes down to this. So it turned me, it was a hustle. I just wanted to make money. I didn't care about the art. I just wanted to make money. That's when I started. Yeah. I just wanted, if I took gigs where if it was a party, whatever, I would go. I just wanted to make the money, because it was like, okay, I saw if I could make this money in this much time. Let me see what I could charge and make some extra cash for my pocket. But then I got into started learning the art of it. Then I started seeing like, oh, and then my creative eye became more into play.
Hmm.
Oh, yo, I really like that picture. Like I would just go places and I would see things like, oh, that picture was dope. I like that lighting in that picture. I like certain things. And then my love for it increased. And so now for me is I can pick up a camera now and just practice and just
Your
shoot.
shots are amazing,
Just take
especially at
all day.
events. Yes, they're really well.
That's been the niche for me. And I've also I'm getting more into shooting like portraits and weddings and stuff like that. My cousin he does photography, they now live in Charlotte. And he always tells the story. He was like, man, he said, yo, I'm the reason he picked up a camera.
Oh,
And I was like, what you mean? He was like, man, just how you are with it, like, what you do. And so he's also taught, but his pictures are amazing. My cousin Thomas and his wife Jasmine, they do amazing work. And I love this. I love everything about it. Of course, at one point I took a break. I wanted to call it quits. Actually, I did. I didn't say I wanted to.
so tell us about that. What happened during breaking? What caused you to want to just call it quits? Was it just for the photography? Was it for push for greatness? Was it for everything? Like, what was it?
I think it was one point. It was photography. I got tired of dealing with this bad business practices. People who wanted to get over. I just really got tired of it. I call it, you want filet mignon, but you got me down money. I can explain all that. So it's nothing where I'm not saying it to be negative to people.
Okay.
But you have people that, they want, it's okay. They come, if you're a photographer and I'm a client,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to learn how to do, this is where I had to learn how to do better business in that moment. So at one point, I'll give a story to how it happened. I was taking pictures for a band, local band. And the guy was like, well, I don't do contracts. Okay, whatever.
I don't do contracts.
I said, okay, whatever. But again, at that point, I was right. I know. So the business mind of me, I was just like, okay, well, let me just gonna make a name for myself in the roof, and it just the deal was bad for the work that I was doing. I should have been charging more because I wasn't knowing my worth in the business part. And so when I say that part is, people say, okay, well, I feel like with some people, when they come in, they want to do photography, it's okay. Let me see. If you say, okay, I charge for a photo shoot for an hour. If I say I charge 300 and you say, well, I don't have 300, I had say 150. My negotiation would be, okay, here's what you can get for $150. This is what you can get for $150 for a photo shoot. It's not an hour. It's, let's say, 30 minutes. It's one outfit change. You get X amount of pictures edited. That's it. It's your choice.
I think the one part that stuck out for me was the understanding your worth part. And I don't think it's just with photography. I think it's a lot of with just entrepreneurs in general. When you're, regardless of what industry you're in, what field you're in, when you first start stepping out on your own and you actually start doing business as a business, I think a lot of people struggle with the switch of it's not just Slay anymore. It's like TC Hurt Industries. It's not just TJ anymore. It's HCA Photography. It's Push for Greatness. It's all the other businesses that you are. So I think a lot of times, like sometimes the people that will also too in our beginning of entrepreneurship will seek out for those support because they're like, oh yeah, I'm right for you. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. But then it's when it's like, all right, well, go to the website, send me an email, fill out this form. Why I gotta do that? I'm your friend. It's not. I'm like, bruh, like it's not anything against you. It's I'm now operating as a business. I need to treat you as business such. And then also too, the thing with the contracts, I learned later in my entrepreneurship journey that it's important to have those contracts there. And I mean, this thing of entrepreneurship, you can't learn as you go. There's a lot of books that tell you,
Mhm.
but a lot of it is you have to learn as you go.
Yeah, and it is, and you said something that I always tell people. You when like I'm gonna give us this interview right now. So
Hmm.
I had to go and fill out the form online and go through because
Hmm.
it's business. It's not because we're friends. It's no. I understand. Hey, this is your business. This is what you have to do. So it's not. I'm not speaking to Leia.
Hmm.
I'm speaking to Leia Hurd, the owner of TC Hurd Industries. But I have to respect that. And so a lot of us, a lot of people really they can't really get the switch.
Hmm.
And so
Or they
that's
don't respect
they
it.
don't yeah, there's mainly two. They don't respect the switch. And so we have to say, okay, I have to know my worth and say, you know what? I'm sorry. Everybody has to go through this process. Every entrepreneur has went through this trial and error with that with people because again we expect we go into it thinking, oh man, my family gonna support me, my friends gonna support me, and a lot of times it's not gonna happen.
They are not.
And
I'm telling you, they are
I'm
not.
sorry to tell people this.
You will have strangers support you more than you will
You
your
and it's
circles and
I've
everything.
I have I have lost friends not due to me them supporting me. I mean, I've had friends who just question my friend our friendship at a point where they felt like I didn't support them enough. And I'm just like, okay, well, that you're entitled to your opinion. I sat there, but I've had family members be upset with me because I told them they had to sign a contract for a photo job.
I think also too, I think that's another thing to point out as well is that when it's important to one really carry yourself as a business, even if you're a solopreneur just starting out. And that's one of the things that I love the fact that, Christoph has told us, but especially Jeff has always told us, like, even if you are by yourself, they ain't got to know that. But you have to start making sure you are conducting your business and things as a business because even the people around us, even like I said, like we've lost friendships, we've lost either sometimes family members we don't speak to and things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature. Like it hurts in that moment, but I also see it as like God has elevated me to a different level that I need to be able to. I'm gonna have to shed some skin. I'm gonna have to shed some folks are not gonna.
Yeah.
Everybody's not gonna go with me to this next level. But also, I think when people start seeing the light in you and they start deflecting their own insecurities, their own problems onto you, then that becomes a problem like within the relationship dynamic that you have, which again, that's not your problem.
Right,
It's not my problem.
right.
That's your problem that
Yeah.
you want to deflect your own insecurities on me. Just but the thing is, I've also learned, I'll say within this entrepreneurial journey, I've started a few companies and it's been, I want to say at least a good 3 years. I never thought I would want to be an entrepreneur and it just kind of came out. But I can at least say that within this journey, I had to learn the hard way of everybody's not going to support me the way that I would support them. And not everybody's going to be me in a situation. Like another prime example was even the strangers that you find, you can kind of find like your little groups here and there. You can talk about things with. I was like, hey, I'm actually doing this new like curriculum type of thing. And I know that some people you're not actually like you're conducting yourself as an artist, but you're not conducting yourself as a business. And I think both of us can understand that too, because we're both poets. Like we started within poetry, but even within poetry, to get to those bigger gigs, to know that you can get somewhere else besides just an open mic, that you have to conduct yourself as a business. You have to have these things in order. You can't keep using your at Comcast.net at AOL.com email address. You got to be using like these different things. So when I say, hey, I'll actually for my services to help you will be free, but you gotta like actually pay for the systems yourself. So, but they no silence,
And
absolute silence. And I
so
just sat back and looked, and the next message was like a meme or a reel or something. I was just like, huh,
it's
okay,
it is
see you.
yeah. Yeah.
I see it. Okay.
Yeah. So it can be very frustrating because it's like, and I had to learn this lesson too. So everywhere everybody's a brand.
Yes, you are a whole brand.
You're who you are, your name.
Mm-hmm.
You are a brand.
Yes.
When you walk out the house.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's just like the old your parents told you back in the day. We get to a store.
My mom would still say that. She say, "Never go out the house looking just like anything because you never
don't you know you don't know you don't know who's watching."
And I'll be
don't
like,
go
I
in
don't
here.
care.
You're not going in this store embarrassing me. Don't go out here. Don't go to the school embarrassing me. And so that's the with me now. So when if I go to anywhere, I never know who's watching. So when I go into these places and I go speak with, other businesses, if I'm going online, it's a way of professionalism. I have to carry myself and speaking to these people because again, I'm represent HJ Photography, Push for Greatness, and I also represent myself. I also represent Horace Thomas and the third. But when I go outside, I'm not about to say, well, I'm not going to have somebody say, well, oh, he be wild. I can't. It's certain things I can't go do certain things and then post them on social media because again, there are businesses and people who want to acquire my services. You're watching. So if I'm on my business page and I'm doing X, Y, Z, no, I'm not. They're not going to support that. They're not going to say, you know what? No, we're going to go with somebody else. Yeah. And people have to understand that, and people have to understand that, and it amazes me at times where we can support. We can go to the Michael Kors, Louis Vuitton.
Support all these other big brand name businesses that actually don't support us.
Yeah, you can go sit in line and for these Jordans and stuff. And I tell you all the time, Jordan's making a killing. Nike and Jordan making a killing. And all he's doing is he's not creating a shoe. He's not doing nothing new.
Because we sell it for him.
He's not even that part. So what he's doing is he's going through, he's relaunching certain shoes and just renaming them.
I want sneakers,
and then we speak about I get it though, but we sit around and I'm not gonna say and say I have a pair of Jordan, I have one pair of Jordan. And we sit there, we sit in line and we sit in line for the shoes but if I say, hey man, I got this nonprofit, I'm going working with kids, and I just need a donation, man, any amount of help. I ain't got it. Oh man, but I appreciate what you're doing.
But I think the other parts of is like you gotta focus on the people who do show up. I did learn that at SpeakerCon. So when I was at SpeakerCon a few weeks ago, Dr. Cheryl, she taught me this, but I'll also say that my mentor Divya Gupta taught me this too at one of the events that I was networking at. Is that you gotta focus on the people who do show up, who do support, and the ones that just don't show up or don't come. Like I kind of just gotta like leave that to the women because the thing is, and I also too know for me, even being cancer and also too just the overanalyzer that I am, that I will pinpoint and focus on all the negative attributes. But there will be so much positive things that happen around me that I'll sometimes I'll miss that. So I have to always stay grounded and remind myself of that fact. I'm just like, all right, you know what? This one didn't come, this one didn't come, that's okay. Because I had to really also learn that with my family, where there are certain family members within my family that will talk about what I'm doing, or they'll go run and they'll see one post, take it out of context, go run and tell my grandma who's 80, almost 90 years old. And then I have to hear about, what you do on Instagram? I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about, Mom. Like, what is going on? But I realize that those type of people, whether they be my family or not, I don't need them in my space. And you just don't get invited to stuff. And if you do want support, you can buy a t-shirt, you can buy a book, you can buy anything else, or you can support those ways, but you don't have to have that other type of access to me. And that's absolutely okay.
And I learned that as well. So we celebrated 5 years. We did a whole big event for Push for Greatness in July. Matter of fact, we did it on my birthday.
Yeah, I was say it was on his birthday.
It's on my birthday
because we 5 days apart.
So it was crazy. I had a game that morning. So I drove to Germantown, coached the game, and then got
Germantown.
Yeah. So drove out there, coached the game, and then came back and had the whole ceremony, had the whole event. It was great, and of course, we sold tickets for, stuff like that. So I'm kind of like nervous, like, oh, y'all people ain't buying tickets. But then I said, you know what? For those people who will show up, they're meant to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And that room was the amount of support in that room. It was basically sold out. It basically filled the
Congratulations.
whole room up. And I was sitting there just like, wow.
Super proud of you.
And it's just, like you said, focus on the people that's there. Because I think a lot of times, like you say, I'm like you. We focus so much on the negative that we won't focus on, okay, these good things are happening. We, because we're, sometimes I can be a perfectionist. I want everything to go like this, and this. But sometimes it's not, and everything's not going to go the way we planned it.
Mm-hmm.
But just say, yo, it happened. Just stand up for, we're doing good. We had a session. I told my mentees in the session, I said, man, hey, man, in 5 years, and I wanted us to be in a building in 5 years. I wanted to have my own building, have, vans and do all this big stuff.
Yeah.
I said, we're not there yet. I said, but,
but you'll get there
in our time. Yeah. And so, the people who have supported, man, I truly honor them. I thank them. Like you say, man, for some people, man, your family members is you would think at times, yo, man, my family supporting me, man. They gotta support it. It's like everybody's not gonna see it. They're not gonna understand the vision that you had, what you're doing. And a lot of us as a community, we wait until the results are done.
Yes.
And so we'll wait until the results. Oh, y'all want to support now? It's like,
I think also too, social media has almost conditioned us in a way where all we see are the highlight reels. All we see is what people want us to see, that they don't know. Like, even for me, for Instagram, like I know that social media is what I want you to see.
Yeah.
It's an image, it's a brand I'm portraying, but I've also learned, even like with this platform here, it's like I want to show the nitty gritty, like the back parts of it, because I don't want to just see the glamorized part of it, even though like I still make ugly look good. But and we can still be glamorous in even our ugly moments, but it doesn't have to always be perfect. And I'm like, I don't know if that's coming with age. I'm only 31, but I don't know if that's coming with age. But I'm learning how to live in the not perfect zone. And that's absolutely okay. Because even this, I was just like, my first couple episodes, I was like, I was like, girl, what is going on here? But I realized, like, the only way I'm going to get better is to continue to practice, continue to talk to people, continue to have to be comfortable with hearing the sound of my own voice, because my voice matters. And I'm still going to show those other parts of me, because those parts still make up me. It's still in the making of like what makes the overall success of me and of my brands and of my businesses and all other things that we do. And I think it's very important to show those things. But when people first see you fall, all they want to do is focus on the fall instead of focusing on like the entire journey, because whatever journey you're in life has all types of ups and downs. You're not always going to be on top. There are some moments you may be in the middle or just freaking rock bottom. But it's important that we're honest with ourselves when we get to those moments, and to be able to communicate our needs.
It is right. And I think with, if you say something in my personal journey, it is a journey. And, a lot of times we are not, we take just waking up for granted. We take the little stuff like, oh man, I'm able to walk, I'm able to breathe, I'm able to do certain things like that for granted. And you hear these people who are going through so much, and it's like, wow, man, things can be different. And we're taught, as believers, if God can bring
that, yes, He can.
Amen. And but at times, it is, like you say, we have the moments where it's like, okay, God, what are we doing here? What am I doing? Really, what's going on? Because everything right now is all hell breaking loose, and I don't know.
I know it.
I don't know where to go. So, and a lot of times, where a lot of us is, what we do is, I've done this at times too, is we get so frustrated, we go into this, either this shell or we run. We go back to old habits where are comfortable for us. And I had to learn in my season, in my journey now, is be proud of who I am. Know that give myself the flowers because I
Mm-hmm.
can't expect it from other people.
Mm-hmm.
And just embrace the journey, highs, lows, whatever. Don't don't run from it. Embrace it, enjoy it. It's going to be you're going to come out of every storm. You're not going to stay in this forever.
Yeah, it's temporary.
It is, yeah, it's temporary. And I think with us as people, man, you know, we have to do a better job of just really just recognizing that, man. Just enjoy the moment because again, sometimes the healing journey is messy, and it's where your journey. And this is one of my good friends who I coach with. His name is Joe. He always tell his kids this. He told any kid he coached, his own kids, tell our kids this, and I learned this from him. He tell everybody, your journey is not my journey.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's path is different.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes down to, we go back into the entrepreneur stuff in life is, you know, they might not understand because it's not their journey. It's not meant for them to understand this. But they can support, like you say, by buying a book, buying a t-shirt, or there's something for me, for example, hey, I'm gonna make a donation to your organization. I can't be at the event, but I'll make a donation. Cool, appreciate it. Whether it's $1, $5, I don't care what it is.
I really want to get to that point in my life where I can just write a check. And it's not just because that I don't want to go places or be out places.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. I've learned one just without my experience, but also two, I was reading it while I was listening to this book called We Should All Be Millionaires. And she was just saying how the power of a check can have. Like, yes, you can show up, which is still important, but there's times where you can't show up and you just write a check. At least you're still contributing to like whatever that foundation's trying to do. So for me, it's like I want to be able to do that because I know like wherever I'll be doing, like between like the family that I'm building and like also the brand that I'm building, like if I can't make every single event like I would really want to, then I can just write a check. I want to do that.
Yeah, and trust me, you will.
No, I know. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. But I think
here you go.
And the other thing I wanted to, because thank you for answering my next question. My next question was like what actually keeps you going, like when you have those moments. So thanks for having answering that question because we have to wrap it up soon. Okay. But there was another part that you said where it's just like where how we look at other people, even going back to the woman that you saw yesterday rode the bus to come get her Thanksgiving basket. I've also learned within therapy, and that especially because for feelers and when you have such like strong feelings and you can relate to people, that it's important that you don't discount your feelings. Like regardless of whatever's happening in your life, even though like yes, your journey may be quote unquote better than someone else, and you still may be more fortunate in other ways, that doesn't make anything that you're going through less valid just because someone else is of more misfortune. It's important to at least acknowledge that the fact that you can be self-aware and acknowledge that is important, and it's one to have because it's also to keep you grounded and have some humility. But always know that, bro, if I'm not having a good day or this is really bothering me, and this is like to me, even though it seems like a crisis and it may seem small to somebody else, to me it may be a crisis. It's okay to let me feel my moment, have my moment, and feel like this is a crisis, and then pick myself back up again and just keep going.
Yeah, and that's a great thing too. I'm glad you. I'm learning the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is you don't you say discount your feelings. You don't. Yeah, you matter.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And your feelings matter because I think a lot of times, and I'm gonna speak for a man, is we feel like at times we again I know that growing up it was always suck it up, don't cry. Before, so when we get older, this is what we know is when stuff happens is all right. We sweep this on the rug or put this in the bag, keep it going, put it on my back, keep it going. Because we feel like, oh, they don't care. I don't care. Or somebody cares.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody actually cares. Somebody's out there, and the more you don't speak, you're like a ticking time bomb. You don't speak on it, you're gonna blow up, and then what's gonna happen is you're gonna blow up on the wrong person. And then now, or you're gonna do something where you end up harming yourself.
Yep.
And that's what we don't want. We look at people, and a lot of times you may not know what a person goes through because again, especially when it comes to social media.
Yes.
We can sit there and say, well, oh yeah, everything looks fine on social media, but outside of it, when you're not posting, you could be going through the worst part of your life and nobody won't know because again, you won't share it. So within our organization, we've also launched a men support group.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on giving men a safe space to have these conversations. Because again, we don't we don't we don't know how to really communicate and share what we're really going through.
I want to ask a question on that one too, because I think it's very important. One, to give men a safe space to be able to express themselves, because, like you said, within society, teaching you for so long and being groomed to just like either suck it up, man up. I used to like cringe when my sister, when she was raising one of my nephews, and anytime he would cry, she would like literally come across the car seat with her hand, man up, stop crying, you ain't no little girl. Da, da, da. And it to me, I was just like, bruh, like not just because she heavy handed, but I felt that, and I just was like, that's not really teaching him to me. And I was like, you know what, I'm like, I haven't had one, I just have dogs, but for me to even sit there and watch that, it was so cringeworthy, and it was a moment where I was just like, I don't think this is what he needs right now. He actually just needs to be consoled. Like he's crying for a real reason. Like my man's just failed. He hurt. So I think it's okay to say it's okay and things like that. But one question I do want to ask: do you, as a man, do you feel it's more comfortable to express your feelings in a group surrounding with other men, or do you feel comfortable expressing like your real feelings, like with your significant other, who maybe whatever your significant other may be, but or with a woman?
I have both. I've had both.
Okay.
I'm very selective about who I share stuff with.
As you should be.
As we should be. So I have two of my best friends. One is a pastor of a church. His name is PJ, a Life and Different Church, and then my other best friend who's there locally, and he's assistant director. So I can go to them, and also my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
I can go to them literally and say, hey, and feel safe that if I tell them the deepest, darkest secret, I won't get judged. They won't go spread it. They won't go. They won't demean me to make me feel less of a man for what I say, what I tell. A lot of times, I feel like with us as men, it's hard for us because again, we're so quick to judge a person. So, man, what you going through what, man? It's vocal like, okay, we jokingly in a relationship. Oh man, you always with your girl. And vocal like, what I want.
Mm-hmm.
This what I want. I'm not trying to be out single or going through dealing with all these women at the same
Nothing out
time.
here but tragedy and lemon pepper wings, bro.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. That's dead. So, and then like in the relationship aspect, that takes even in both, it takes time to build that trust because I can't just come to you on the first time meeting and tell my life story.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's never good. They're gonna look at you like, wait, what are you saying? So, my last relationship, yeah, I was able to share like a lot of stuff, and she shares some stuff with me as well. And to this day, I would take it to my grave. I would never use it to like belittle her, like or her family, nothing. And you have to build that trust with somebody to feel safe enough to. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't want to speak because you feel like, oh, this person got a motive. This person is gonna say something. They're gonna do something to make me try to use it against me. And I thought that at times with certain people, it's like, man, I'm not. I don't know what this person gonna use it for. But then you got some people where I don't care what you say because this is me. I'm comfortable with who I am. Yeah, I messed up. Oh yeah, I have this flaw. This is me. But I feel like for me, and to really answer your question, I can feel safe with both, but I have to trust the person. I could, I have to be and I think in our group sessions, I've got to a place in my life where I'm comfortable sharing where I've been through, but then also hearing it from other guys. It's like, oh, I've been through the same thing, but it's a different situation. So I don't feel alone. Where like, oh, okay. And I feel like in a sense where as men, we need to have these safe spaces, clear minded, safe spaces. where we can have these real conversations. Because it ain't enough alcohol, it ain't enough weed, it ain't enough pills,
I can't.
it ain't enough whatever in the world to cover up what you're dealing with.
It's not.
At a certain point, you will have to deal with it.
Yes.
You will have to go through it, and it's going to hurt. It's not going to be pretty, because the hardest person to deal with is you. Every person going to have that moment when they look in the mirror and say, you know what, I got to do it.
Healing is hard, y'all.
Very hard.
Very hard. And I just want to say, it's not only, it takes not just prayer, but it takes therapy too. Prayer and therapy together. And then you got to work on you. Yes. And I'm still working on me, and trust me, this some days I'll be like, I got to do this too. Ugh.
I got therapy tomorrow.
I got it in 2 weeks. I can't wait to talk to my therapist again. So as we're wrapping up a little bit, I do thank you for being here and taking the time to talk to us today. One, I definitely again want to give you your flowers of all the great work that you're doing in the community, to give these young men a space to actually see success in all different forms, because we know a lot of the different mentors that you have, everybody's like in different industries and things like that. But I love the fact that you can show that success comes in different forms, and teaching them that they can build success with whatever they think it looks like. It's not all just about the cars, the money, the Instagram, the other things that may go on Instagram on some people's things. But it's what they make it, and what they consider like, hey, I've made it. So one, thank you so much for that. We have a tradition here at You Heard It Here, where we want you to tell our viewers or anything that's something that they haven't heard anywhere else from you, but they're only going to hear it here at You Heard It Here. Ha, get it?
Oh man. Okay. Wow. Before I do that, I want to give you your flowers. To see the growth as an entrepreneur, to see where you've grown from when we first met to where you are now. It is truly amazing. I am super proud of you. Definitely always supporting you wherever you need.
Don't make my face run.
No, I think a lot of times we give each other vibe. We're quick to criticize and demean, but never quick to encourage and support. So I want to say, on behalf of Push for Greatness and ASA Photography, thank you for this opportunity. It is an honor to be on this platform.
Thank you.
This is going to be a major platform and a force to be reckoned with. Now, that's your question.
Thank you. Thank you. I love that. I love how you started that. I was like, oh, okay, I like that. I think also too, because there's a lot of different like stipulations where people are like, well, why are you saying this? But yeah, no, it's like love is free, y'all. Like, kindness is free. And like we also say earlier, you never know what someone's going through. So saying that can make someone's day. So how can we support you? Even though the holidays are coming up, by the time this airs, it'll be around Christmas time. How can we support you? You say you had a clothing and toy drive going on. Where can we follow you? So, all that great stuff.
You can follow Push for Greatness on Instagram at push4greatness INC. We will be launching our holiday coat and toy drive starting November 21st through December 16th. If you would like to donate a new toy, you can donate it. We will have the location posted on our Instagram and website this week. If you would like to donate monetarily, you can go to our website, www.pushforgreatness.org. Click the donate button and make a donation there.
Get that money.
It is it is a tax exempt organization. So guess what? We will give you a receipt
Ah,
for taxes.
taxes, yeah, y'all know taxes is coming up now. Come on.
Yes, and
Donations count.
everything will be given to the less fortunate. We're donating to another nonprofit who helps needy families. So we're donating to everything to them. So we're excited to do this year, and it's a good time to bring joy to everybody in the holiday season.
I love that. And Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Thanks,
Merry Christmas,
PJ.
Holiday to you.
Y'all know I'm like Mariah on a college budget. Okay, even though I ain't a college no more, it's a college budget. But my stuff looks real fire.
Makes it work.
You should. Anyway, well, thank you so much, Shide, for being here today. Again, we thank you all for listening. I know whatever time, whether it be morning, afternoon, evening, just so happy that you're listening to this today. So may you all have a happy holidays, a safe holidays, and we'll catch you next week on your Heard It Here with me, VTC Heard. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and tell us if there's something in this episode that stood out for you. So we will catch you next time. Bye.